15th, 1911. Cologne, Germany. A baby girl is born into an ordinary household on an ordinary morning. Her parents hold her and imagine a future filled with purpose. Nothing about that quiet room suggests that decades later, women who barely survived a Nazi concentration camp would stand before a war crimes tribunal and speak her name with shaking hands. Her name was Herta Oberheuser. She became a physician, and then she became something no medical oath was ever designed to account for. The Germany Oberheuser grew up in was fracturing. The 1930s brought economic ruin and the rise of a regime that read loyalty above everything else, above ethics, above conscience, above the most basic principles of what it means to be a doctor. Many professionals made their peace with the Nazi state and told themselves it was simply the world as it now existed. In 1940, Oberheuser accepted a posting at Ravensbrück concentration camp. She was 29 years old. It was not a reluctant decision. Ravensbrück was the only major concentration camp built exclusively for women in Nazi Germany. Over its existence, approximately 132,000 women passed through its gates. Polish resistance fighters, Soviet prisoners, Jews, teachers, students, mothers. More than 92,000 of them never left. Prisoners were stripped of their names, starved on rations calculated to slow death rather than prevent it, and subjected to routine violence that was built into the daily structure of the camp, the way mealtimes are built into a normal life. Into this world, Herta Oberheuser arrived carrying a medical bag. Nazi military command had demanded research into battlefield wound treatment. The SS identified what they considered an efficient solution. The women selected were mostly young Polish prisoners, many of them resistance members, some of them teenagers. Without warning, without consent, without explanation, they were taken to the operating rooms. Doctors cut deeply into their legs to simulate battlefield injuries. Then the wounds were deliberately contaminated. Bacteria, dirt, and ground glass forced directly into the open tissue. The official research goal, recorded coldly in SS documents, was to observe how severe infection developed under extreme conditions. For the women on those tables, it was systematic torture dressed in the language of science. When they regained consciousness, the pain was immediate and total. Fevers consumed them within hours. The infected wounds swelled and burned. Many could not walk. Night after night, they lay in overcrowded hospital wards, while their bodies fought infections that had been placed there deliberately, and the medical staff recorded observations in their notebooks. Requests for water were ignored. Pleas for pain relief were denied, even when medication existed nearby. Bandages were left unchanged for days, so that wound deterioration could be studied without interference. The smell of infected tissue filled the hospital barracks constantly, a smell the survivors would never shake from memory. Herta Oberheuser moved through those wards. She examined the women after procedures. She monitored their deterioration. Survivor testimonies describe her as clinically detached, moving among patients burning with fever, with the composed efficiency of someone who had severed every connection between what she was observing and what it meant for a human being. When Germany collapsed in 1945, Ravensbrück was liberated. Survivors began giving testimony. Physical scars on living women provided evidence that no document could refute. Oberheuser was arrested, brought to Nuremberg, and tried at the doctor's trial alongside other Nazi physicians charged with war crimes and crimes against humanity. She attempted to minimize her role. The prosecution presented her own records alongside the women's testimonies. The tribunal was not persuaded. Guilty on all counts. Sentenced to 20 years. She served 5. Released in 1952, she returned to civilian life and practiced medicine again. For the women who had survived Ravensbrück, this was almost impossible to process. The doctor they remembered from operating rooms built around their suffering was back treating patients as if accountability had an expiration date. Public pressure eventually forced the revocation of her medical license. She died in 1978 at 66. With no recorded public statement of remorse. The women who survived did not stay silent. Their testimonies at Nuremberg directly shaped the Nuremberg Code, the foundational document of modern medical ethics, establishing for the first time that no human being may be subjected to medical experimentation without informed consent. That principle exists in every research hospital in the world today because of what was done to them inside Ravensbrück. A doctor sworn to heal made a different choice. The survivors made sure history would know which one.